Dogs are our link to paradise. They do not know evil, or jealousy, or discontent. To sit with a dog on a hillside on a glorious afternoon is to be back at Eden, where nothing was not boring, it was peace. Moman quoted in. Today I have the opportunity to discuss with you why puppy mills should be banned. Although I am not an expert on puppy mills, I know how majority of the animals are treated and their living condition due to volunteering at animal shelters. A puppy mill is a commercial dog breeding facility that focuses on the increased profit with little overhead costs. The health and the welfare of the dog is not a priority. I want to talk to you guys today about how the animals are treated in 3 ways: their living conditions, overbreeding, and health issues. First, I want to talk about living conditions these dogs endure. Hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dogs per facility live in overcrowded and unsanitary cages without significant food, water, grooming, socializations, or veterinarian care, and therefore they frequently suffer from a multitude of social, emotional, and physical conditions, including genetic disorders and deformities. The wired cage floors are meant to allow feces to drop through, but when they stack the cages, it falls down onto the animals below. Feces often cake cages so heavily it becomes the only solid surface on which they can stand. Unsanitary living conditions attract bugs, rodents, and bred infectious diseases. The sick and injured dogs are rarely, if ever, are seen by veterinarians, so their conditions result in endless suffering and sometimes death. A Pennsylvania breeder confessed that he keeps his dogs in cages because it's the only way to keep a lot of dogs. Female dogs are bred twice a year and are usually killed or abandoned when they're no longer able to produce puppies. Mothers and their litters often suffer from malnutrition, exposure, and lack of adequate veterinarian care. A puppy mill operator in New York uses a makeshift gas chamber to kill 93 dogs and puppies, putting groups of 5 to 6 in at one time into a sealed whelping box, which he hooked up to a tractor engine. He told the U.S. Department of Agriculture inspector that he gassed these dogs because he was told he had to pay money to get them treated and tested for brucellosis. Oftentimes, the water and food provided to these puppies is contaminated with crawling bugs. Puppies are always malnourished. The next thing I want to talk about is overbreeding. Female dogs are overbred constantly, with little to no recovery time between litters. When, after a few years, they are physically depleted to the point they can no longer reproduce, they are killed in inhumane ways. Overbreeding one or many dogs is detrimental to them, to the breed, to the bloodline, and it only benefits the breeder's bank account. The situation where overbreeding would be considered okay is to bring back a dying dog breed. These dogs do not get adequate medical care, nutrition, housing, grooming, sanitations, or socializations. I already stated this, but this is so important. Females are bred every single opportunity they can with no rest time. These dogs end up being dirty, malnourished, and diseased. The mother's nipples hang extremely low. You can see their ribs, and she normally pants really heavily. An issue with this is the mother does not get any good nutrients, so she is given everything she has to these puppies back to back to back. Lastly, I want to talk about health issues. Many dogs face issues at young ages. They are exposed to extreme heat and cold, as well as dangerously high ammonia that arises from urine buildup. Uric acid soaks puppies laying on the cage's floors. It burns their skins, their paw pads, and causes respiratory distress. Mothers are bred every single heat structure, every single heat cycle. Dogs are killed in cruel ways, such as shooting and drowning. Many conditions occur when a puppy is born, or they can develop later on in the puppy's life. These are just a few diseases a dog could get from a puppy mill. Hip dysplasia, progressive retinal atrophy, cataracts, eye abnormalities. A big one is bloating that a lot of people know from the movie Marley and Me. It could also have bronchitis, early tooth decay, fragile bone that can easily be fractured, birthing complications, eye infections, gum weakness, blood disorders, dwarfism, gastric disorders, and many more. Imagine bringing a puppy home just for it to live its life in pain. Puppy mills is not a place you want to get your dog from. They need to be shut down. These dogs live in harsh conditions, are overbred, and have many health issues. There are a few things you can do to stop puppy mills. Adopt your pets. Don't ever buy a puppy online or from a mill-supplied pet store. Support legislations that regulate and reduce breeding of animals. Elect animal-friendly legislators. Spread the word about the cruelty of puppy mills and the joys of pet adoption. You wouldn't want to live your life in these conditions, so why should a dog? Thank you for your time and consideration throughout my presentation.